witnessed in the world of cricket, the United Arab Emirates. Yes, the United Arab Emirates have thrashed New Zealand. Yes, they haven't beaten New Zealand. They have thrashed New Zealand by 7 wickets in the second T20I to level the three-match series 1-1. Yes, breaking news. You heard that right, folks. No, New Zealand have not beaten the UAE. In fact, UAE have thrashed New Zealand by 7 wickets in the second T20I in Dubai. And because of that, now this series is now absolutely being thrown wide open. I mean, just imagine New Zealand were restricted to 142 for 8. At that time, they were 38 for 4. Only a 60 by Mark Chapman ensured that they got to a total in excess of 140. It was a 17-year-old left-arm orthodox spinner in the form of Ayan Khan who did the initial damage with 3 wickets. His 3 wickets ensured that New Zealand never got going, and boy oh boy, they notched up 142 for 8. We thought, just like the first T20I, New Zealand will put up a good show. But then no, Mohammad Wasim hitting 55 and also an unbeaten 48. Remember, this is the reason why you saw that New Zealand could not defend 140, and that is why they have lost for the first time ever to the UAE in any format. Yes, in a T20I, New Zealand have lost to UAE for the very first time. And this is incidentally, if you look at it, against a full member nation, UAE's first win against any nation in Dubai. Yes, this is UAE's first win in their own home turf of Dubai for the first time against a full member nation. I mean, this is truly remarkable the way how this has happened, because New Zealand almost got out of jail in the first T20I when Tim Southee took 5 wickets and he ensured that UAE lost by 19 runs. Had Southee not taken those 5 wickets, New Zealand could very well have lost the series 2-0. So at this point, we are looking at UAE versus New Zealand 1-1 in the T20I series. I mean, this is truly a remarkable situation that we are seeing. And let us remember one more thing. New Zealand at this point, they are in the UAE preparing for the World Cup. Although after this, they'll be going to England for a T20 and an ODI series. New Zealand are without some key players, Kane Williamson and Michael Bracewell, but they have not been playing with them for quite some time now. I mean, Bracewell toured India, but then he missed the IPL because of a ruptured Achilles. Kane Williamson suffered an injury in the first match of the IPL itself. He and Bracewell has been ruled out of the World Cup altogether. Williamson could have a very slim chance of featuring, but now with the absence of these two, it is no longer a very, very steady batting lineup that New Zealand has. And that's why when they take on England in September, it is going to be an uphill task for them. And that is why I did not count New Zealand as one of the favorites in the ICC World Cup of 2023, because they're missing key players. And because of that, their preparation also. Remember, UAE is one of the series that they're going to play. After that, in September, they're going to play against England, T20Is and ODIs. Then towards the fag end, they'll also be going to play some ODIs against Bangladesh, 3 ODIs against Bangladesh, before they can come to India for the World Cup. So if you look at your teams, how they are shaping up, India is going to play the Asia Cup. Pakistan are going to play Afghanistan in the 3-match ODI series before the Asia Cup. New Zealand are already struggling in the UAE, whereas they will now go to England for the series after that. It's not looking good as far as their World Cup preparations are going. So big breaking news in the world of cricket. New Zealand have been beaten in the UAE, and the hosts have beaten them by 7 wickets. It's a thrashing. It's not a beat. It's a thrashing of the highest order. And remember, New Zealand and the UAE, when they last played T20Is in 2021, they went to the T20 World Cup final, where they were beaten by the eventual champions Australia. So it's a big wake-up call when you have to look at New Zealand's prospects. And let me just take a couple of comments. In T20s, any team can beat any team. Well, yes, that can happen. But if you look at it in 2022, it has always been like, yes, most of the associate nations, most of the you may say, non-elite nations have defeated the bigger teams. Namibia defeated Sri Lanka. Scotland defeated the West Indies, not just in ODIs. So in that sense, right experiments. Even India lost to West Indies. So what's the fuzz? Look, right experiments. I hope that is not your real name. I wish that West Indies were an associate nation, and then we could have had a lot more to talk about. The West Indies are a team that have won ICC events. So they are a side on the perpetual decline, but they are also a very good team in the past. Yes, we have often criticized them. I for one, have criticized them for their performances, not qualifying for the T20 World Cup stage. And it was still, if you look at it, they didn't qualify even for the T20 World Cup main stage. So yes, there is a fuss when a team, when a big team, an established team loses to another team that is not high on the rankings. It's a big thing. I mean, I'm not going to look beyond that. And it was a New Zealand B team, Sunny Singh is saying, but still Sunny Singh, I would say losing. For example, if Australia would have lost to Afghanistan, why would that have made a difference, even though it was a B team? So yes, right experiments, I pointed. I'm not signaling myself that, I didn't say anything. I used to say it. And I still believe there that that's why I'm even more disappointed that India lost. Even though it was a B team or a C team, with India's pedigree, with New Zealand's pedigree, you would expect them to not lose on a frequent basis to the smaller nations. But now I think the tide is changing, and that's why Dubai is bad second pitch, especially under lights. You've seen in World Cup 21. Yeah, every stadium that we went to in the 2021 T20 World Cup, it was bat first. I mean, lose the game. Bat first, lose the game. That was the situation. You are the ultimate chase masters in Dubai at this time. So that is why you win the toss, you bat second, you chase, you win. So that is why, yep, it isn't really an ideal build-up for the T20 World Cup if we look at it. I mean, for the ODI World Cup, if you look at it, not ideal preparations for New Zealand. I mean, losing to the UAE, big wake-up call. They are missing certain key players, but still that is no excuse at this point. So, UAE beats New Zealand by 7 wickets. Ayan Khan, a 17-year-old left-arm orthodox spinner, taking 3 wickets. Mohammad Wasim with 55, and that's how UAE has scripted history. It is truly a remarkable thing. And nowadays, associate nations beating the elite nations is not so surprising, which is why it is really a bad thing that the ICC is doing. Like, making a sport that is anyway elite, even more elite, by not having all the associate nations in it. Remember, the 2022 T20 World Cup was made memorable because of victories by Scotland, Namibia. Now, even in the ICC World Cup qualifiers, you saw so many of the established teams getting knocked out. For example, West Indies got knocked out. Zimbabwe got defeated by Scotland. Scotland also managed to beat the other teams. The West Indies, Netherlands defeated West Indies in chasing 374. And also Netherlands putting the better over all the other nations as well. So, Namibia, Netherlands, UAE, and if you look at it, they are the new upcoming top. And top teams should play full strengths and respect opponents. Rookie Techie, that's my problem. The top teams do not do that. And that is why this result, it's the right thing that has happened, because New Zealand, likes of India, New Zealand, and all the other nations, they take all the associate nations way too lightly. So that is why it is going to be, I really like this result, and it is really a wake-up call for New Zealand. And Vivek Anand, UAE's win would have boosted Ireland would come hard in tomorrow's game. But Vivek Anand, remember one thing, if Sanju Samson had not gotten that one run and had he played out 2 dot balls, who knows? Maybe Ireland would have won by 1 run or something if that was the case. So, very close call for India. They got out of jail that day at Dublin. So, Nepal can beat India in Asia Cup King D saying, okay, now, do you think because UAE in another parallel universe have beaten New Zealand and Nepal can beat India? Can happen. For example, Nepal were the team that ensured that they put up a good show. They also did well in the 2014 T20 World Cup, if I am not mistaken. So, if Nepal beats India, oh boy, then the cat is really amongst the pigeons. So, isn't it good for world cricket new team, Sunny Singh? It is good, but your broadcasters and your marketing agents ensure that all the other teams are associate nations, the top 3 or 4, because that has the most eyeballs. They will only play at this time. So yes, New Zealand have been beaten by 7 wickets against the UAE in Dubai. Historic day for them, and let's see how the final match of the series shapes up. It's going to be a lot to ponder about for the Kiwis. So thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so when we go live, and don't forget we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Good night to all of you, and we'll be back soon. Bye bye.